So COVID-19 forced us.
So you say things sometimes I think are really profound. We just need to pause.
Yeah.
So, because there's something that kind of, an antecedent, right?
Yeah.
Successfully going through those things.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean, successfully going through those things?
Well, that's where transitional psychology or psychology, when we try to do a psychological understanding and assessment of transitions. And we have good enough transitional psychology where we're looking for two things. One, transitions in life forces a radical reorientation. You have to go from past to the present.
Radical.
Pre-COVID days, post-COVID days, and then in between the COVID-19 months.
Yeah.
And we're still kind of in it. We haven't come out of it. We're no longer in the pre, we're not in the post. We're in this zone, strange zone. So in transitional psychology, we first differentiate between, is this an external change? That's change, like having to wear a stupid face mask, right? And notice out there in the public, some people haven't made that change. Have you ever noticed?
I have.
You go to Fred Meyer's and there's always someone who doesn't wear it.
Right.
And as a clinician, I go, what's really going on for you?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But this is physical change.
Right.
But it does symbolize an internal shift.
Right.
And there are people out there who don't wear this, almost in protest or rebellion or ignorance, or maybe they're just clueless. They walk through life clueless, right? But this outward thing, wearing this mask, is a change. Right. And I don't like it, do you?
I can't stand it.
No, it's okay, but...
It's not.
And then I get cynical and go, what good does this do?
Right.
Legitimate cynicism, right?
Legitimate question.
Legitimate question. But in transition, you have to ask, is this an external change that is forced upon me? And underneath that, is there an internal shift called transition? And if you're going to get through a nodal period and survive and thrive, you have to make an internal shift.
Okay. So it's not the external shift, which you can do. You can put a mask on, you can put a mask off.
Yeah.
But something internal has to change.
Yeah. Something about this is going to symbolize something here that has to shift.
Okay.
And people who don't wear a mask, clinically I go, you're fighting something internally. First of all, is it worth fighting? Let's say 2 years from now we find out we have enough science, we say, this was just stupid. Well, big deal. Because I can say as a clinician, tell me a time when you weren't stupid in life. You want to ask a tough question. Right? Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Life is hard.
Life is hard.
There's no way to avoid being stupid. We all got to be Forrest Gump. Right? But if you fight the change, that's fighting external. You have to let the external forced change, having to wear a mask, make an internal shift, transition. Then you successfully go through. And we actually have a historical case.
Okay.
It comes from ancient Hebrew experience of the Exodus. Israelites were in Egypt for some 400 years. Then Moses was sent to them to deliver them, and they crossed the Red Sea. Note the defining transitional event. And then they went into the wilderness, and they were trying to get to the promised land.
Right.
And notice there was a whole generation of people who died in the wilderness because they did not make the transitional shift.
And we could say right now that we are in a way in the wilderness phase, right?
We are.
We're not in Egypt, we're not in the promised land in that analogy.
Right, because there are 3 stages to transitional psychology. The Greek letter psi, psi, is a universal symbol for psychology. Transitional psychology means there are 3 stages. Stage 1, Egypt, we gotta let go. Wilderness, we're in the middle of the zone, nothing works. And we go into the promised land. New vision. Post-Egypt. Post-COVID-19.
Right.
America before COVID-19, won it 3
Right.
months plus,
Right.
still figuring out. And notice, everything's up in the air. Nothing quite works. The psychology of wilderness is not supposed to work.